going with them. Now, I do give us Nick Saban friggin' SEC whining. I'm going. If you guys didn't hear it, Nick Saban basically just tried to put on the SEC cape for the SEC, and it completely just sounded like a total loser. I'm sorry. I love you, Nick. You're an all-time great, but even I can't.
Okay, so what made him sound a little? What made you not agree with what he said?
It's how he phrases it, basically. Let me say this. He's basically, if you guys haven't heard, Stephen A. Smith absolutely shredded the SEC fans, telling them, you cannot say you're the best conference when the last 3 national titles have been won by this one conference. And there's evidence telling us that, guess what, people? It's not just you. It's like you're not as great as you think you are. You need to quit acting like a bunch of morons.
Okay, that
Essentially, is what he said. I'm pretty much paraphrasing totally.
I mean
What Nick
that sounds
Saban
like
did,
a
yeah.
Stephen A. Smith statement, so I can agree with that.
What Nick Saban did was basically try to cape for the SEC by saying, "Hey, you only have one better team than us. It doesn't mean you're better than us, and it doesn't mean this, this, and this." I'm like, matter of fact, let me see if I can find the video because I'm gonna try to see if I can find it real quick because I'm not gonna lie, I love Saban, but it's like
Mm, okay.
it's like, dude, I will forever hail you as one of the greatest head coaches of all time. But even I can't agree with this. And even everybody in the media world is kind of clowning him for saying what he said. And there's even a bunch of people who covered the SEC kind of saying, dude, stop being a homer.
We're basically telling Nick Saban, hey, stop defending the conference that you ran for almost a decade.
No, because here's the funny thing. You weren't just a SEC coach. Don't forget, you coached other places before then. And I get it. He dominated there for a long time. But Saban, you also have to
Yeah.
understand that uh
Times have changed.
well, times have changed, and more importantly, you guys cannot just say that, oh well, it's one better team. Like, let me remind you of something. You have won 7 national titles in the SEC. One at LSU, 6 at Bama. So basically you carried the SEC. Then you have 2 at Georgia, 3 with LSU, and 1 at Auburn. That's it. The Big Ten only has 3 teams, almost the exact amount that have won.
So wait, is he saying is the great?
No, it's like he's trying to say that the SEC is better than the Big Ten, essentially, even though the facts completely contradict that.
So the
But
SEC is better than the Big Ten
in a sense, I'm trying to
in a
see if I can
sense.
find the video because like I said, I know it's up there,
Huh.
and I've seen
Okay.
how my computer has been
I'm
acting up.
I'm starting to catch drift here. Okay.
Oh, here it is. Basically, James, he said the SEC have more teams in the playoffs because they're a better conference in short summary, which he's not wrong about that.
Okay.
Yeah, like that's what he did say, as a matter of fact.
Okay. So basically,
In a basic.
basically speaking, the SEC is a better conference because we've had more teams in the playoffs compared to other conferences.
Mm-hmm. And that's what he tries, because they try to say it's not, you didn't win more. You won more national titles. That doesn't mean you better than us. I'm like, y'all be bragging about how many national titles y'all won, and guess what? Most of them have come from 3 teams, and only 1 came from a different team.
I don't I I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with that at all. I don't think because a playoff. How many of those SC teams have actually won in the playoffs and didn't get eliminated in the first round of their playoff selection?
Texas and Ole Miss, and that's it. And both of them made it to the semifinals, and they
Finals and then got eliminated.
yeah,
When was the
got
last
beat, honestly.
when was the last time an SC team has been in the national championship since Nick Saban left?
2022. That was Georgia.
I don't know. Nick, I can't agree with you on that one because
Yeah.
I've seen better teams that were outside the NEC that have had put on better performances than the SEC teams have. I don't
Oh
know.
yeah, and the only reason you guys get in there is because of SEC bias. I mean, let's be
Yeah,
honest about this.
and then they made it worse. Trying to now we're making the playoffs even longer.
Bro, you actually got Feinbaum, who's usually the biggest SEC coke sucker. Basically telling Nick Saban he wrong. Like, imagine
He
that.
is
Paul
no,
Harbaugh, of
I
all people.
I can't agree with that take. But that's also Nick. It's also Nick Saban running behind of a conference that he believes in. But yeah, no, I don't think that the SEC, like, I can't say that you're the best because of playoff appearances. That's like me saying that what's a team? What's a team that's always in the playoffs but never really wins it? I want to say Baltimore. That's like me saying Baltimore is one of the best teams in their conference because they always make the playoffs, but they never go far in it, and they always get eliminated either in the wild card or in the first round. But that doesn't mean that they're the better team. That doesn't mean that they're the better in their conference because they make the playoffs all the time. That just means you put on a good record most of the time.
And that's against crappy teams that you play out of your
I
schedule.
mean, look. Can we look at if we look at Alabama's record? Who y'all play like the like? No offense, no team is bad, but y'all play teams that y'all know y'all can beat in under a quarter. The first 3 games of your season, y'all don't play a ranked team until maybe week 5, and then by the time you get to them, win or lose, then we're gonna say, well, they were still preparing or something. Like they're still gonna make an excuse for you. Like it doesn't matter. Those I don't ever like that. I never like that at all. Of certain teams that get to play like the low teams first, and then at some point they're looking really good, and now we're gonna put them against a team like a Georgia, or now they go against a Oklahoma, and now we're like, well, they should win, right? And I'm like, I don't know. They haven't.
Yeah, they're really good on paper hypotheticals. We'll leave it
Yeah,
at
and I'm
that.
like, they should, but are they? They haven't played competition. They didn't play comp the first 3 games of their season. They played guys they knew they can beat easily, and they didn't put no effort in. Like those, basically, their practices were walkthroughs.
That's the unfortunate part, and the fact that you have these SEC people trying to say that the SEC is better, and it's like, look, I used to love ESPN, but as I made it to high school, I started to realize that um I think I might end up being smarter than these people because it feels like these people are making me feel stupid.
I, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I listen to Stephen A. and all of them, and I really ask myself the questions: Are we? Do we pay him this money because?
Except this is the one time this is the one time Stephen A. Smith actually sounded like he actually knew what he was
It's
talking about.
sometimes
Like,
no. It's sometimes I have to give him credit. Sometimes I have to give him credit. Sometimes I have to give ESPN credit. They sometimes sound smart, but sometimes I am looking at my television and I'm like, I can make a show like this and half better takes than what I'm listening to right now. But you're right. Yeah, I can't agree with that take. Nick, I love you, Nick. This is no hit to Nick Saban as a coach and as one of the greatest ball
no,
guys, but no.
but but
No.
no, like we
Yeah,
just can't agree
no.
with you on
I
that.
can't agree with that.
But I will say this. I will say this. That he's not the worst one that I've heard. Because then you got Eli Drinkwitz running his mouth too, saying, "Well, I mean, the Big Ten really doesn't play, any Power Four teams and don't really have a hard schedule." I'm like, I know you not talking.
First and
I
foremost,
know the SEC not talking. I know. Now Lane Kiffin already makes an idiot out of himself saying the same thing essentially.
yeah,
But
Lane Kiffin
I
said
don't want to
too
hear. But
much.
I don't want to hear from no other SEC coach. Like, buddy, I know you're not talking. Given what we've seen the SEC do for years, like, no, I don't want to hear it.
First and foremost, I think that the Big Ten has become more competitive over the time being compared to how the SEC is. I think the Big Ten has become a very competitive school. I think anybody you play in the SEC, you're going to get a run for your money, no matter who it is. Now, if you I mean, you could take out Northwestern or maybe Rutgers, but a lot of these teams are going to give you a run for your money if you give them a chance to. Especially teams that have really shown me. Illinois has become an incredible team over the past couple of years. I don't know what's gotten into them, but Illinois has become an incredible program. Illinois has great, like, those Big Ten schools are starting to get more competitive. Now, yeah, we don't play the schools that you guys play all the time. Like, I ain't matching up against Texas on a random Saturday night at 6:30 in a primetime ABC game, but my games have also been very competitive and against good teams. But yeah, no, I don't.
Yeah,
I
but
don't.
here's the problem with that narrative, though: is the reality is the top Big Ten schools are not going to struggle with a bottom tier Big Ten school. It's just not going to happen because they're that much better.
Yeah,
But the reason the SEC's top teams, mainly Bama and Georgia, struggle with the bottom, especially of the SEC, is because y'all are not as good as y'all once was. This isn't people like look. People wouldn't be slandering the SEC if y'all want to run in y'all mouth so much and want such whiny, crying little fools all the time.
I mean, yeah. When you look at some of these programs that should be great, I mean, I don't know what Lane Clifton's going to do at LSU. I don't know how that team is going to turn out, but I grew up. LSU was one of those top teams. But the last time I really saw an LSU team that was playing to win was Joe Burrow's LSU team, and those guys
Mm-hmm.
were just on one. But after that, LSU took a turn. Can they turn it around? I don't. I believe they can. I don't believe LSU is ever going to be one of those teams that can't do it.
Yeah, that's just one of the problems. With this entire thing as well, it's like, look, I love Nick Saban as a coach. He is undoubtedly the greatest, but understand what you're doing. You are feeding the dumb SEC fan base. And look, I'm sorry, but like the ESPN
You're
has made the
you're
SEC
feeding
fan
the
base.
narrative, Nick, and that's what we're trying to stop.
Like it's not just feeding the narrative, you're feeding the narrative to dumb SEC fans because now they have no reason to try to look in the mirror and think logically. It's like, don't feed them that narrative, man. Be honest. Be
No,
honest for
be
once, man.
honest.
Be honest. It's
Be
like, but and like I said, I don't want to hear. I definitely don't want to hear the SEC talking about the Big Ten having a soft schedule because it's like, why are you talking?
You guys, yeah, y'all don't play comp all the time, especially
And
your
even
top.
when you do, you still lose. So it's like I don't
Yeah,
want to hear that from
right.
y'all.
So I don't. I don't know. Like, and you guys get the big spots, and which is crazy to me. Like, you guys get the big moments on Saturdays. Like, we we turn an entire channel for you guys, but I don't know. Most like give the Big Ten that and see what happens. I bet you it turns into a frenzy
Hmm.
because some of them deserve it. Really, some of those teams really do deserve the recognition of getting some of those top spots. Um, Tyler, I'm not gonna lie, and if Notre Dame and Miami join the Big Ten conference, I don't think that's gonna go well for how people think this is. Like, Notre Dame has to join a conference at some point. I don't care. It has to be.
Oh yeah, they got to.
They have to. So if it's the Big Ten, good for them. But like, doesn't that now it's a bigger narrative. Now they're gonna be like, whoa, Notre Dame finally joined the conference, but they need to join the conference with like a bunch of Power Four teams. So are they still like, should they still make the playoffs? And I'm like, oh goodness gracious.
No,
So
that's how the narrative is always going to be when it comes to the SEC versus the Big Ten. Because it's like they try to make it seem like all these Big Ten teams. I'm like, but yet when your SEC teams have faced Big Ten teams, they tend to get power slapped up and down the football field.
yeah,
And like I said, I predict that's going to happen with Mississippi State when it comes to Minnesota because I think Minnesota's a better football team. Which was that, Terry? Right? And you know how people think about Minnesota.
hey, Minnesota looked pretty dang good last year. They looked pretty dang good last year. I'm not gonna lie. They look.
I know they look good, but you know how people feel about them as well. And no offense, I like they're not playoff contenders by any stretch of the means,
Mhm.
but they can beat some of the top
Yeah,
tier
they can.
SEC
They can.
teams.
You definitely. We're gonna see some upsets this season. I for sure don't doubt it. We're gonna see some really good upsets this season, and then one of them might be from Minnesota. But I think they. I don't know. It's gonna be some interesting. This is why, Nick. Why did you say this? Because I think this puts in the same narrative that first. I don't think we're ever at this. Who's the better conference? I don't think we're at that point yet. I don't think we're at conferences of all who's made more playoff appearances, and the SEC has made more playoff appearances combined together. What? I don't, yeah, I don't get that one. That one.
Yeah,
I
I don't understand it at all.
don't.
And like I said, look, I had liked the SEC when I was younger, but I couldn't stand their fan base after a while because I'm like, why?
And,
Why
I,
should you
and,
care?
it, and no offense, I like the SEC. I actually think there are some good teams in the SEC that makes
I
it
do too.
that
But
makes it
the
great.
problem is you're starting to make yourself seem like you're bigger than what you actually are. And look, no offense to the SEC, but let's call it for what it is. You haven't been deep because of the fact that the NIL money that everybody gets to pay is legal now. Like,
Yeah.
don't forget, y'all started being dominant. Like, people try to act like they've been dominant for 20 some years. I'm like, guys, their dominance didn't start until 2006. And that was 16 years ago.
Man,
Or no, that was 20 years ago. No, they had dominated for
yeah, bro.
16 years, people.
I was like,
16 years. That's it. It hasn't been no 20. It was damn near 2 decades, but it was only
yeah, I was,
20. It was literally only 16 years. It was not no 20
yeah,
years. It was only 16.
yeah,
2022 was the last you seen the SEC dominate, and that was Georgia. And that almost went to the ish because Ohio State, with their half healthy team, missing a bunch of players, and
yeah.
their crappy defense, literally just took Georgia down to the wire, almost beat them to go to the national title. So you already almost lost that dominance from that point forward. Sorry, but you did.
I absolutely agree. These are good numbers, and I dang Texas was the only team to win a bowl game last year. They were.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they were.
They're actually two. Yeah, what's funny is the SEC only has like, what is it? Like, the only time they won bowl games is if they beat each other. Like, outside of the conference, however, I think Texas might have been the only ones who win a bowl game, which
Yeah,
is
I
kind
think they're the only ones, and they lost. And I remember watching that first game because everybody. Yeah, I told you. Everybody ranked Archie for like number one. Everybody was like,
of, which I said was stupid. I'm like, stop
yeah,
putting.
that was like preseason. Like everybody was like Texas number one team. Archie's incredible. He's probably leaving this year, and I was like,
No, he's not.
and then I saw that Ohio State game. I was like, Archie, you can't even get 10 yards down the field. Like, what's going on? Like, what were y'all seeing at training camp that I'm not seeing now? Because he's
No, that's just them hyping him up because of his name. That was it. His name. That's it. His name. That's all it was his name.
well this year he has something to prove. Actually, he really does. Another.
That's the unfortunate truth. Yeah, guys, I can't find the actual video right now because for some reason I've been having trouble finding it, so I won't play it. But it is what it is. But if you guys haven't seen it, try checking it out. It's on social media. It's across on the SEC. Try to even find it on YouTube across the SEC media days. If you guys are
Oh
able to
yeah.
find it, I'm telling you guys, like it was the stupidest thing I ever heard in my lifetime.